What's going on, guys? Duncan with the Tech Adventures here. Today I'm going to be doing a PC buyer's guide using PC Part Picker. If you want to see these, the link is in the description. So we have three builds today: the $600 budget build, the $1,100 Game Devastator, and then the workstation. So let's get right into it. The first two systems are AMD based, meaning the CPU is AMD. Now, I chose AMD because for gaming, it's worth it. You can't tell the difference between Intel and AMD with the CPU in gaming. So, the $600 budget system has an AMD FX 6350 6-core, 3.9 gigahertz. I chose this because it was $122 and it was bang for your buck, pretty much. Now you could get a 6300 or a 4300, I believe, for a cheaper price, less than $100. But I went with this because it'll allow, if you want to render, you can. I don't, For the motherboard, it was pretty simple. I wanted a gigabyte one on here because, gigabyte motherboards have a good reputation. So it was the GA78 LMT. It has USB 3 and it's a micro ATX. For memory, it was pretty simple. I wanted memory that was reliable and 8 gigabytes. So I went with Kingston, 8 gigabyte RAM, 1 stick. Which Kingston has pretty good. You can go with Corsair, and you'll be good. Or I forgot the other company. I don't want to get it wrong. You could get AMD RAM too if you wanted to. For storage, This is something you can kind of flex on. Now, for this, it was $48, $49 for 1 terabyte of RAM. It's a Hitachi, which Hitachi is a pretty good company. They've made hard drives for a long time. I don't know, but a long time, and they're pretty good. I think I have one. I do. Yeah. It's 3 terabytes though. Anyway. For the video card, this is where you're gonna get either mad or you're gonna be like, oh yeah, I did a lot of research. A lot. Comparing the two equivalents. I went with the Asus Radeon R9 270X with the 4 gigabyte version. Now, you can go with the 2 gigabyte version. It really depends. Looking at different benchmarks and different FPS and different scores. Overall, for the price, it's worth more, or it does better than the 760, or 770, which I kind of, wait, I don't want to get this wrong. Yeah, 760, which I kind of matched it up with. Now, those aren't the two exact same cards. But they're both really good contenders. Now, you could go with the 2 GB version. You're not going to drop that many frames. You can play this with Battlefield 4 Ultra settings. That's all you need to know. Price is $3. Who knows? The case is very simple. Cooler Master Elite 311. And it's the blue one. Asus red graphics card, blue tower. Anyway, it's a mid-tower, so it's not going to make your motherboard look super tiny, and it has a window, which looks nice. Or no, yeah, it has a window. I'm getting cases messed up. It doesn't have a window. No, but it does look nice, and it's blue. It has blue LEDs in the front of the case. As far as the power supply, this system is supposed to put out about 580 watts, so I went with a 600 watt power supply, a Cooler Master, or Cooler Max, whoops, ATX, 12 volt. It's pretty simple, you know, you could just choose what you want with that. There's a lot of flexibility you can do with builds. This is just something I think will run games very well. Now then, there's the Game Destroyer. With the CPU, I went again with an AMD FX 6350, except same 6-core. Then you could go with the 8-core, you could go with a lesser CPU if you want to spend more on a graphics card, which you're probably not going to want to. I went with the MSI 970A G43, and it was a full ATX motherboard. Now, you could use the same motherboards. This one just it was bigger, and it'll look better. It's kind of a looks thing. Storage, I went with a Western Digital 3TB hard drive. Case is a Cooler Master N400 ATX mid-tower. Now, this one looks really nice. I think it would look, and the whole front of the case it's mesh, so you'll have a lot of air, and I think it comes with 2 fans, one in the front, one in the back. I'm trying to see how long okay, I've been recording. I can see it, I'm just, the power supply, with a 550 watt, yeah, Cooler Master 550 watt WATX, that's $80, so there's a lot of $80 power supplies that you can move around on. Again, Corsair. That's all I know. I don't want to cool max. Stay cool. And now we're gonna go. Now this computer, I'm assuming. Oh, I totally skipped the graphics card. Well, now it gets its special full screen. What it is? It's an EVGA GeForce GTX 980 4GB superclocked. So I'm going with the 980 because, you know, it's a 980. Is there much more I have to say? You're probably gonna be doing ultra settings, 1440p, Battlefield 4. Yum, Battlefield 4. Imagination. Okay. So for the next build, the workstation, no one's gonna buy this. I'm assuming if you are, you're probably not gonna use my video to determine this, but I went with what, you know, I've learned from JayzTwoCents and what he's explained in one of his videos. Link to that in the description. For the CPU, I went with, no, not the whole system, but I chose the CPU based off of that video. I went with the i7-5960X. It's supposed to render like a 12-minute video in 4 minutes, so if you're a renderer, that'll be great. As As far as the CPU cooler, because it needs a CPU cooler, why not? With the Cooler Master Neptune 240M liquid cooling. Someone's clicking. I like my mouth. It's green. Also, I went with 4. Oh, I keep skipping stuff. The motherboard's an MSI X99S SLI Plus ATX motherboard. Wow, it's expensive. It's more expensive than the graphics card in the first build. Yep. This is a $3,000 build, by the way. As far as... I have a mouse sitting down there. Anyway, as far as storage, Intel 320 series. The series doesn't matter. The 120 gigabyte SSD. I went with an SSD just simply because of the boot drive. It'll boot quicker. You can store like Photoshop on it, and the main programs you're going to use, so they'll load faster. Makes it better. I also went with another Hitachi 2TB hard drive now. You know, it doesn't matter what you use. To stop clicking this. It doesn't matter what storage you have, as long as it, like, you have an SSD as a boot drive for a workstation. Now, video cards, plural, 2 of them. I went with 2, okay, this is ridiculous, EVGA GTX 980 classifieds. Now, these are simply single card 4K gaming, so you're gonna be doing like 3 monitors. I only have 2 right here. 1, 2. I'm gonna have 3 in 4K, and it's gonna be fine as far as that. The case I just simply went with a Stormtrooper, a Cooler Master Stormtrooper, my favorite Cooler Master case. They're pretty big and they're white. You can get them in black. So yeah, I went with the 650 watt, which is really low, but I think it's okay. 650 watt ATX power supply. And you know, if you're going to be rendering videos, you're probably going to be uploading them. So I decided just to throw in a Cisco AM10 USB route Wi-Fi extender. So it'll make it get the... I have one, actually, somewhere. Well, that's why the internet's going so slow. Is it even... I have one right here. It basically plugs into your computer. Well, it's called a thing. This is a neck gear. They're good. But anyway, yeah, that's just so you can render or upload faster. So basically, links will be in the descriptions. There's only one description. First bill, $588. Second bill, $1,144. And the third build comes in at $3,500. So you could buy, with the first build, buy this, or a Katy Perry ticket, pretty much, front row. The second build, you could buy a Katy Perry ticket with backstage. With the third build, you could buy a Ninja 300. A Kawasaki Ninja 300. So there's a couple things you can do, obviously, with these builds. There's like a $20 mail-in rebate with the power supply. Just on the third build, and so, you know, do what you want, but maybe take this with a grain of salt, or a bucket of sugar. Maybe it'll help you decide. Maybe it won't. Maybe it'll just be like, oh, I don't have the money, or maybe it'll just be like, yes, you think, sir, thank you, sir. Alright, well, I've been the Tech Adventures. I'm Duncan. Just like this video, dislike it. If it's more complicated, then doing a thumbs up or a thumbs down. And because for some odd reason they removed the 5-star system, then just go ahead and comment down